This lesson is on section 4.2 called the greatest common factor. We also say greatest common factor is GCF for short. So whenever you see those three letters combined, it means greatest common factor. We also use the greatest common factor in order to simplify fractions. So this lesson is very important because we're going to be moving on to fractions shortly. So a couple vocabulary terms that we need to understand is that the greatest common factor means that the largest factor that two or more numbers have in common. So whenever you see that word greatest common factor, you want to think of what's the largest factor that two or more numbers have in common. And that term factor means the number that divides evenly into another number. So the largest number that two numbers have in common that can divide evenly into another number. You have to know your multiplication facts. This is super, super important. This is why I've been stressing this all year. It's really important for this lesson to know your multiplication facts and to also focus on those divisibility rules that we've been going over in class. Pull out your sheet when finding the greatest common factor to help you decide what numbers are evenly divisible by the numbers that you're going to be seeing in the next couple examples. So the first example says, find the greatest common factor of 24 and 72. We're going to use something called the rainbow method, and this kind of helps us ensure that we include all of our factors in our lists when we list all the factors of the two numbers that I will be doing in a second. So I'm going to list 24 down here first, and I first have to say, what are the factors of 24? Well, I know 1 can go into 24 times. Notice how I'm putting a big space in between the two of these. 1 can go into 24 times. Okay, so I'm going to keep going down the list. All right, well, I know 2 can go into 24 12 times. Notice how I'm just putting it up next to the numbers, and I'm leaving a space in between so I can make sure I'm counting every single factor. All right, well, the next number in line is 3. Well, yeah, 3 can go into 24 8 times. Okay, so the next number is, and I got to make sure I'm crossing these to make sure that I know that they go together. And then 4 can go into 24 6 times. And then I have to ask myself, well, can 5 go into 24? No, 5 can't. So I know I'm done with listing all the factors of 24. Okay, so my next job is I have to list the factors of 72. So let's do the same rainbow method that we did before. I know 1 can go into 72 times. Notice 1 is always going to be a factor of every number that you do. Okay, now because I know 72 is even, I know 2 can go into it 36 times. If you don't know that off the top of your head, you're going to have to do some long division. All right, and I have to ask myself, can 3 go into 72? Well, let's see if 3 can. I'm going to quickly just long divide 3 into 72. Okay, can 3 go into 7? Yeah, 3 can go into 7 twice. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, bring down the 2. Oh, yep. 3 can go into 12 4 times, so I know 3 can go into 72 24 times. I'm going to erase this work so I can have some room. And then I'm going to also make sure that I'm connecting so I remember what goes with what. Okay, so now does 4 go into 72? Well, let's see if 4 can go into 72. 4 can go into 7 one time. Subtract. I'm running out of room here. Oh, this is perfect. 4 can go into 32 8 times. And I know that there's no remainder from there, so I'm not going to even bother showing my work for that. So I'm going to say 4 can go into 72 18 times. Again, I'm going to erase this so I have a room. Okay, can 5 go into 72? Well, I know 72 doesn't end in a 0 or a 5, so I know 5 doesn't go into it. Let's see, can 6 go into 72? Let's see if 6 can go into 72. Nope, let me erase this. 6 can go into 72. Well, 6 goes into 7 one time. I'm going to subtract and bring down. 6 goes into 12 twice. Oh, perfect. So 6 can go into 72 12 times. I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to put 6, and I'm going to put 12. I know 7 can't, but I know 8 can. 8 can go into 72 9 times. And then look, I am stuck in the middle, so I know that's all my factors. 72 did have a lot of factors. So the hard part's over. I listed my factors of 24. I listed my factors of 72. Now I can look at what's the largest number, or what's the largest factor that both 24 and 72 have in common. Looks like, well, they both have 6. Well, looks, they both have 8. Oh, wait, they both have 12. Oh, they both have 24. So I'm going to circle, and I'm going to say that 24 is my greatest common factor of 24 and 72. My next example is finding the greatest common factor of 54 and 36. I'm going to use the exact same method I did in the last time. I'm going to list the factors of 54 first. I know 1 can go into 54 times. I'm going to connect it. Alright, I know 54 is an even number, so I know 2 can go into it. And I can know 2 can go into it 27 times. Also, according to those divisibility rules, when I add 5 plus 4, it makes 9. Look back at those divisibility rules if you're confused right now. And I know 3 is a factor of 9, so I know 3 can go into 54. And 3 can go into 54. Let's see. 3 goes into 5 one time. I'm going to subtract, bring down. 3 can go into 24 8 times evenly. So that's perfect. I'm done. So let me erase this to just save my work. So I'm going to put 3 can go into it 18 times. So I have my connection here. 4, I know 4 can't go into 54. I know 5 can, it doesn't end in a 0 or 5. Oh, I know 6 can go into it. I know 6 can go into it 9 times. That's an easy one. Hopefully we know off the top of our head. And then, let's see. Can 7? No. Can 8? Nope. Okay, so now I know I'm done. So now I'm going to list the factors of 36. Alright. 1 can go into 36 times. I know 2 can go into 36 18 times. 36 is an even number, so you know 2 can go into it. I know 3 can go into 36. Hopefully we know our 12s. 3 can go into 36 12 times. Oh, I know 4 can go into 36 9 times. I know 5 can't. Can 6 go into 36? Yeah, well, 6 can go into 36 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. Notice you just have to list the 1 6 once. You don't have to double that up. And then I know 7 can't. And I know 8 can't. So we're done there. So now let's see. What's the largest factor that we have in common? They both have 2s, 3s. They both have 6s. They both have 9s. They both have 18s. Well, looks like 18 is the only one that, the largest one that they have in common. So I'm going to say the greatest common factor of 36 and 54 is 18. That brings me to the end of this video. I know this was a little bit longer than normal, but please make sure that you are listing all the factors of each number you're trying to find the greatest common factor of. That will ensure that you find the greatest factor every single time. Also, keep referring back to your divisibility rules or use your multiplication table to help you out. Thanks for watching.